Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday night, November 10th, StudentLoanJustice.org live stream. My name is Alan Collins. I'm actually filling in for Ed tonight. He couldn't make it, so you're stuck with me. I'll try and keep this pretty short tonight. And by the way, if you're new to the group, welcome. And if you're new or not new, welcome all. If you have any comments or questions, throw them out now. If you're watching on YouTube, sorry. You're watching this too late, and you need to come to our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/SLJ group. So, folks, I'm actually pretty worried right now, I have to say. Tiny bit of history. I'm going to keep this short. We started, as a group, we started calling for the cancellation of all student loans by executive order last August, so 14, 15 months ago. To our great credit, we started a petition. You may have found us that way. We started a petition on change.org calling for the cancellation of all federal student loans by executive order. It's a very key distinction because Congress really cannot cancel loans. It just ain't going to happen. By executive order is really the only way the loans are going to be canceled. So we started a petition on change.org March 13th. It grew tremendously. We've got like 737,000 signatures right now, which is really, really good. And 6 weeks ago, we started really just kicking ass in the media, pardon my French, but we were featured on Newsweek and Fox News and Yahoo.com and Heavy.com, many dozens of local television stations. So that was all really good. And then, and this is good news, Elizabeth Warren and Chuck Schumer all of a sudden trotted out a Senate resolution calling for the same thing we were calling for the president to cancel federally owned student loans by executive order. So good on us. It's on balance a good thing that leading people in the Senate, I don't want to say stole, but let's say appropriated our concept. And the concept is not new. People have known for years. It's been written into the Higher Education Act for decades that the Secretary of Education has the power to cancel federally owned student loans. The Secretary can do that. So therefore, the President can do it by executive order. But yeah, so we really started rocking and rolling, and our concept is now being talked about by all, just about, of the groups out there who care about student loans. So that's a really good thing. But folks, I have to tell you, I am very, very worried at this point. We've been doing this for 15 years now, and we have seen how good ideas can be turned to very bad ideas and like completely fake ideas. And I see all the hallmarks of that happening here with what began as our call for cancellation of student loans by executive order. So here's the problem. Elizabeth Warren and Chuck Schumer introduced that bill I was telling you about. But they didn't call on the president to cancel all federally owned student loans by executive order. No. They called on the president to cancel up to $50,000 in student loans. And there was a bunch of stuff below that, it's just by and large political. I mean, it was an election season type of resolution. It was never meant to actually happen. But there was a lot of weasel words written in it, a lot of special carve-outs and that sort of thing. And guys, that has all the hallmarks of being something that is doomed to fail. So up to $50,000, that can mean anything. Even if they did blanket $50,000 loan cancellation for everyone with federal student loans, even still, that's crap. It just is, guys. Most people, probably most people on our group, that wouldn't even begin to cover the interest. And remember, we've got a lot of people in this group who have hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt and who probably borrowed less than $30,000. So it really doesn't help a lot of people in this group. But folks, I'm here to tell you, That is not going to happen, because up to $50,000 with all kinds of strings attached gives the Department of Education all kinds of ways to not cancel loans. Now, here's what we know about the Department of Education. They will do everything possible to not cancel loans. You know, there's something called the borrower defense to repayment, where people who are lied to by their shitty, fraudulent for-profit colleges, by and large, I think almost only for-profits. The non-profits also lie, but the for-profits have gotten caught a lot more, apparently. They were supposed to have their loans canceled. The fraud was proven, should have been really no debate. Well, that was, that's been a rule on the books since last decade, I believe, like 2008, I want to say. But anyways, the rule's been on the books for a long time. There's like 200 and something thousand people who should have had their loans canceled. Well, the last time I checked, and it may have gone up a little bit since then, but the last time I checked, two people had their loans canceled through this borrower defense to repayment process. The Department of Education dragged its feet, hemmed and hawed, equivocated, tried to find new lame ways not to cancel loans. And they've been sued many times, and it's been in the headlines. It's gobbled up a lot of the media attention on the student loan issue, and you can Google it for yourself. And here we sit today, and still the Department of Education is not canceling these loans. That's one example. Second example, look at the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Again, hundreds of thousands of people were supposed to have gotten their loans, and worked at a nonprofit for 10 years, were supposed to have gotten their loans canceled. And here we are today, like 1% of the people who thought they were getting their loans canceled actually did. In other words, 99% of the people having every reason to believe they were getting their loans canceled found out the hard way, no. You didn't dot your I, you didn't cross this T, you were in the wrong repayment program. Oh, you should have known better. Shame on you, borrower. Yeah. 99% of the borrowers were just absolute idiots, right? And it's their fault. Yeah, well. The point is, folks, if you give the Department of Education any leeway to not cancel loans, that is precisely what will happen. It doesn't matter who's president. No loans were canceled under BDR under Obama, not many loans, let's just say, hardly any. This goes well beyond the president and the Secretary of Education, whoever they may be. It is the unelected, unappointed bureaucrats, lobbyists, and all those weird, secret, swampy beltway connections behind the scenes that give this predatory lending system the kind of power and inertia and the ability to not do what it's told, even if they're sued into doing it, even if the Secretary of Education is threatened with jail time, which happened recently. So, folks, I'm telling you, this up to $50,000 loan cancellation call, and what it's looking like with soon to be President Biden, I assume, is going to be a blanket $10,000 loan cancellation scheme of some flavor, which we don't know what it will look like. It will be terrible. Almost nobody will get it, and the few people who do get it probably won't have as much forgiven as they thought, and it may even be taxable income, and on down the line. Trust me, folks, it will be whittled down. It will be bureaucratized to death. We don't want that, folks. The whole point of our petition, and the reason that we now have 800,000 people on our group across all of our platforms, isn't because they wanted to get $10,000 forgiven. Isn't because they wanted to get a little bit taken off the top, like a cheap haircut. No. This is a catastrophically failed lending system. Catastrophically failed. The loans have got to go away. Federal loans are done. They're toast. put a fork in them. Even before the pandemic, 80% of all borrowers were never going to be able to pay. The default rate among everybody walking around with student loans right now is going to be, and this was even before the pandemic, was going to be 65, 70, maybe 80%. That is more than 4 times higher than the default rate of subprime home mortgages at the peak of that crisis. So folks, I'm worried. I'm very worried. This lending system has got to be taken to the bath and drowned in the tub. It's got to be finished. It's got to be erased. So what's going to make that happen is people power. And the thing that's going to make people power happen, the only thing that I can think of, the only thing looking around in the U.S. student loan universe, quite frankly, is our petition. Believe it or not. You know, we've got 750 coming up on 1,000 people on that petition. We could easily have 20 million. You know, there are 44 million people in the country who are freaking out about their student loans. They should be on our petition. If they knew about our petition, they would be on our petition. So folks, I cannot tell you how important you are. These are our loans. This is our problem to solve. We have to reach out and we have to find everybody we possibly can who has student loans to look at the petition. If they look, then there's an 80, 90% chance that they will sign. But they've got to see it first. We don't have a whole lot of money, folks. We're not a gigantic group with a staff and a team and funding and $1 million lobbyists and all that stuff. We don't have that. Never did, probably never will. I actually never really want to. What we do have are people, living, breathing people. You, me, our 50 state chapter leaders, the 700 plus thousand people on our petition. We've got a huge muscle to flex. And believe me, folks, even with less than 1 million people, which is what we have now, if everybody was pitching in, like actually taking the time, we could have this problem solved in no time. So we've got a massive power muscle to flex. We are becoming an unstoppable force. But folks, wouldn't it be nice for this to happen around day one of the next presidency? I assume it's Biden. You may differ. I don't want to get into that. We're a strictly, fiercely nonpartisan group, by the way. We don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. We're just glad that you're here. And we are all on the same side of this issue. And maybe at some point later, I can make very strong conservative arguments for why these loans must be canceled, and very strong liberal arguments for why these loans must be canceled. So, folks, it's up to us. Whatever your stripes may be, whatever your situation may be, we need you to help us. We are the pioneers in this fight. We just are. If we weren't the pioneers, then we'd have 20 million people on our petition and we'd pretty much be done. But we don't have that right now. We have us. You know, I don't know what to tell you. It's sink or swim, guys. It's sink or swim. We have an opportunity right now to get these loans actually, truly, and totally canceled. And by the way, if you have private loans that cannot be canceled by executive order, I hear you. We're fighting for you too. We've got 2 bills in the House and Senate, S-1414, H.R. 2648. If we can get these bills passed by the end of the year, which is a very slim chance because it's so late, but it's not impossible, then that absolutely needs to happen. All the loans, the 15% of all student loans that cannot be canceled directly by presidential executive order must have bankruptcy protections returned to them. That includes private loans, some FFELP loans, possibly Perkins loans. That's a little bit of a fuzzy issue. But suffice it to say, we've got you. We've got your back. We are fighting for that. So what I will ask everybody to do, and this is the last thing I will say tonight, I'm going to keep this pretty short, is either look up, look to the side, maybe look down, and you will see the link to our petition. Please go there. And towards the end of the petition, you will see 5 highlighted things. All very simple, clickable actions that you can take that will help tremendously. Emailing the link to the petition to 5 people, 10 people that you know who are likely to sign. That's a great first step. Even retweeting our thing, there's a link for it. Retweeting is helpful. Tweeting the petition to celebrities, being creative and clever, that also helps. Paying money to the change people to boost the petition is very helpful. We get about 1/3 of our signatures that way. Very, very helpful. If you can spare that investment, whether small or large, $5 is great. $25 even better. The optimum amount is $25. We don't get any of that money, by the way. It's all between you and change.org. Very helpful. Contacting the media. That's another one of the bullet points, and we will take you to a list of local media where you can find email addresses for your local television stations, etc., telling them to report on the petition. Very helpful. And the last thing on that particular list is contacting the White House. Whether you like Trump or hate Trump, we don't care. The fact is that Trump is the president right now, and who knows, maybe he's a sore loser or something, and he wants to make a big statement. Donald Trump could cancel these loans tomorrow, and he should. As I said, we have a very strong conservative, as well as liberal, but also conservative argument to make for that. So pushing Donald Trump to do it, and in coming the new year, assuming Joe Biden is going to be the new president, pushing him by going to whitehouse.gov/contact and telling them to cancel all federal loans by executive order helps. This is a critical time, folks. What we do right now will spell the difference between getting a really lame up to $50,000 bunch of bullshit shoved at us, or actually getting these loans done so that we as a nation can move on from this debt cancer that needs to be cut out. It depends on how much you and me do between now and January 20th. Hopefully not beyond. I'd love to get this problem done by January 20th at the latest. But it depends on you, folks. We're doing everything we can on our end. Our state chapter group leaders are doing everything they can. Starts with you. It always has, and as I will just repeat, you have no idea how important you are. So please, if getting these loans gone, truly gone, is important to you, step up, spend the 5-10 minutes that you need to do those bullet points over there. It's not hard, but do it. And tell everybody you know about our petition. Tell everybody you know about our group. And let's get this done, folks. I'm cautiously optimistic, but like I said, folks, I'm very worried, and you should be too. So let's get this done, guys. It all is down to us. We are all we've got. But at the same time, really, we're all we need. So stay positive. Good luck. Godspeed. I'll be back tomorrow. Ed should be back on Thursday. And God bless everybody.